Safe to say everyone tonight is an Italian fan. Let's go Team Italy. Welcome everybody to Cinco Squad. It is I, Mike, with me, Grandpa Jay.
That's good.
John, in the wake of Red Autry being fired by Syracuse today, is in celebration, and I believe he's helping the panel pick the new coach, whoever that may be. Could it be Jerry
Nobody
McNamara?
in-house. He's searching well far away from anywhere near New York. Rumor has it that he's going out to the Midwest, seeing if he could find the next wonder coach. As we know, Indiana got somebody, brought them into the Midwest.
Yeah.
So he's thinking maybe Midwest magic can be something of sorts for his homeboys in Syracuse.
Well, I did have an idea.
What's that?
That I wanted to run by you. So I don't know if you saw it today. There is a pretty experienced head coach that did get let go after a historic loss by his team, Arizona State.
Yeah.
Could Syracuse go the route of Bobby Hurley?
Oh, that might be a good hire, actually.
Yeah, I mean, if you want a guy with experience, he's going to be the guy with experience the most. And as far as building a program, I mean, he's built prior to the last, 2-3 seasons.
2 seasons.
He had built Arizona State up to be a really good team. Yep. I didn't realize he had been at Arizona State as long as he had. He's 11 years.
Yeah, I thought it was 10. That's 11. That's a long time.
Also, did you know that he's still the he's like the all-time leader in career assists?
Yeah.
Like, is it just the ACC or is it the whole country?
I don't know if it's the whole country. I want to say we'll have to look that up, but I don't know if it's him. We'll fact check that. But I don't know. I don't know who to go with. Jerry McNamara did just win the MAAC. John does not like hearing any Indian houses, no alum, nothing of that sort. Yeah, I mean, you're coming off being a winner.
Yeah.
So you have that sort of swag coming into the program. You can't probably name a guy who played harder than McNamara. Probably had more heart than him, given how he played the game. And see a pop-up right here to get Italy out of trouble. And we're going into the top of the 5th. Things looking good for the U.S.
Please, Italy win. Not only it's kind of like that's a whole thing for me as a side note because I'm also Italian, so the last name is DeSanto. So
you got to cheer for Italy to shut out Mexico, so everybody goes
for multiple reasons. I'm a big Italy fan for multiple reasons. I think I know you don't want to necessarily go in-house, and McNamara is an in-house hire. You probably want to go outside at this point because you just went inside, and it's not like Autry didn't have a chance and wasn't given time to continue to build the program and make them better. And they got a lot of talent. They recruited a lot of talent. Who knows how much Autry had to do with that? John would know better than either of us probably would. But
I think Syracuse and Kentucky are going through a very similar downswings right now in the program as historic. Kentucky obviously a little more historic, but Syracuse has been on the map with Boeheim for well over 40 years. At least 30 years they were relevant. And then, we see 2 head coaches that were there for over, long periods of time who had lots of success. And now it's sort of like they find themselves in the mid-pack of their conferences because everybody seemed to have gone out and got a coach and invested in a coach. So you're looking at teams randomly having good years, a little more in the ACC where there's teams having random good years, like NC State's run to the Final Four. Virginia won a national championship after being the first one to lose, right? North Carolina's historically always made it to the Final Four, and then there's Duke, right? So they find themselves kind of like, are we even top 5 in our conference right now? And then Kentucky's actually asking themselves the same question right now. It's the first time in program history we didn't get a bye in day 1 of the SEC tournament. First time in program history that we're playing on a Wednesday night in the SEC tournament. That's unheard of.
Wild.
Right? So not good for Pope in his second year that you sort of showed a little bit of flair. They had a favorable bracket last year to get them to the Elite 8, and then they showed face. And as much as I hate it, they got absolutely annihilated by Tennessee. And, the rest is history there. So, we're at a point now where we have to ask ourselves, can the programs get back to that same relevance? Or is it just going to be that we hope that the magic can just kind of spur 1 year here or 1 year there, right?
Exactly. It's interesting question that actually raised for me. So in a packed ACC, do you think Syracuse, outright, offhand, do you think Syracuse, had the Big East stayed together and they stayed there, do you think they would be currently faring better as a program?
I don't know, because look at how many teams in the Big East who were once good at back to their glory days now, right? Like where does St. John's come from, right?
Right.
And then you have UConn making a historic run in this last decade. So, they're still probably fighting once again to be in that mid 4th, 5th position, definitely not getting anywhere near a top 4 seed in the tournament, which means you're always playing the 1 seed or 2 seed pretty early, who you want to avoid as a top 4, at least you get to the second weekend. So I don't know. That's a great question. And I can't say that like the Big East would have fared any better for them.
I think it would have, because I think you sacrificed the unfortunate move to the ACC for them.
Mm-hmm.
I think that sacrificed a lot of tradition. And so I feel like you might lose out on some of the New York pipeline in that case.
Okay.
Because, and they got Joe Girard when they got him. He was the number 1 recruit. He's all-time leading scorer in state history. Like I was still up in New York when he did that, and that was the talk. I was in Rochester, right? Which some people out there, understandably, don't know where Rochester is. It's halfway between Buffalo and Syracuse, up near the Canadian border. Even in like the far reaches, and he was further down in the state, right, Girard, or at least further over. Even in Rochester,
right?
Rochester, Buffalo, even down southern tier, Elmira near the PA border, the whole talk of high school basketball in the state was what this kid Joe Girard's doing. They got him. So it's not like they missed out on a big recruit. I don't know. I just have a feeling like there's some sense that staying in the Big East, keeping that tradition, keeping that, hey, you get to play in the Big East type of thing, I think that would have helped them with getting talent. And maybe it would have helped coaching style because they had to adapt to a bit of ACC. I don't know. But speaking of which, there's a lot of conference tournaments going on right now. Some started today, some later tomorrow, what have you, which means Selection Sunday is on Sunday.
Correct.
I can't believe we're already in March.
We're there.
When we're far enough into March to have Selection Sunday. But the madness has begun, and so I had a few questions for you, March Madness style.
Shoot.
Looking a bit forward towards the tournament. All right, so I got a few categories. Want to get your responses. I have mine. So, first off, call it right now. Who's your Cinderella?
BYU.
You think BYU's a Cinderella?
Well, they're going to be a 6 or 7 seed at this point because they haven't really dominated their conference, but I think they have the team to make a deep run. I consider a Cinderella anybody near to a higher double seed than close to the 4 seed. So if you're coming in as a 7 or 8, take it the year Kentucky and UConn went to the finals and played each other at 8 and 7. Just because they're historic programs, you're a Cinderella team to beat a 1 as an 8 and then go on to make the finals and win your tournament. So yes, if you think of the name, maybe not, but if you think of the fact that BYU, what was the stat before Pope left? Have they never won a second round game? Is
something like that? Yeah.
Crazy stat, or like since a certain since the Danny Ainge years or something.
Yeah.
So you figure for them to make a deep run, it's a Cinderella.
It is a Cinderella. Despite the name, you would have thought they would have made a run with Jimmer.
Yeah, but
like just how
unfavorable bracket, right? It's like they put them
right.
They put them with
if Jimmer's dropping 30,
right
35 a night
with Jimmer.
Right. It's like
he's
taking 20 threes in a game or something.
We got 20 threes. We haven't even said it. Big up to Bam Adebayo. The guy took 22 threes last night. He averages 7 a game. So that kind of shows you
that's what he hit.
Feed him the ball. 36 free throws. He went to the line 20 times.
Yeah, a lot
he
of
dunked it about 10 to 12 times. He got about his season average on dunks alone. So we should have started there. Bam Adebayo made a pass Kobe Bryant, okay? So we'll give NBA a little praise. We're going straight back to the madness that's March. Mikey, who's your Cinderella?
St. Louis, out of the good old Atlantic 10. Because not only are they back, with Travis Ford, they were a really good team. They've risen back to the top of the A10, where John and I went to school, St. Bonaventure, who, by the way, lost long time, 19-year head coach Mark Schmidt, which is crazy to me. But St. Louis, because not only that, I think people forget they have Robbie Avila. So they're a team back on the rise. They're back at the top of their conference with a guy that has a lot of experience in having success in the tournament. I think he can be a very good – he's leading them in points and rebounds this year.
Wasn't he like newcomer of the year, conference player of the year, like the first person to win like 3 awards all in the same year?
And I think he won defensive player.
Yeah, and defensive player of the year. Yeah.
So I like this St. Louis team that's gritty, that's underrated
Yeah.
and led by a guy that has that. There's no, substitute for tournament experience.
I'll tell you what, USF takes care of business in that tournament. I might say USF might upset.
I'm very
two
impressed with what
teams
they've
and
done.
make it to the second.
I'm
weekend.
very impressed with what they've done this
Yep.
year. Local team. Shout out to the local
Shout out
team.
to the local blood.
Especially, obviously we know. Yeah. Hook 'em. Or horns up. Horns up. Texas is not good. All right. Next one. This is a fun one for me. I had a few names in mind. Coach in the tournament, most likely to crash out. Two stood out to me.
Most likely to crash out, like that team's going to go out early.
No. Most likely to crash out. Like they're going to lose their mind on like officials or other players or their guys, or most likely to throw a temper tantrum.
Most likely to throw a temper tantrum in the tournament. Oh, that's Calipari easily.
Ooh, really?
That's Calipari easily.
How would you know?
I wonder. I saw the guy on the sideline go ballistic on his own players if they weren't doing what he asked them to do. And this team seems to still kind of be on a roller coaster of consistency. I might have to give way and say he might have the best point guard in the country. If the in Acuff Jr.
He did one.
Right.
He won freshman and player of the year in the SEC, which is
so,
in the SEC. That's hard.
No, he's the best point guard in the country. He might be the second or third best player in the country as well. A lot of people are saying that he's Calipari's best point guard ever. Like we did a post on that. All right. But from a production standpoint, he is.
I understand that.
But whereas it's a different game. He gets to take 4 more threes than Rose and a bunch more threes than all the other point guards. So his average is going to look a little more flashy. But I can definitely see that if they're playing too much selfish basketball and things are going south early in their first round game, he is going to lose his you-know-what. So, I can see a Calipari meltdown if Arkansas gets an unfavorable matchup.
Dan Hurley.
Oh, yeah, 1,000%.
He just got thrown out of a game like
1,000%.
last week.
But you see, that's why I feel like he's on his P's and Q's there. You know what I mean? It's like he I know it's been a frustrating year for him. I know he's expressed a lot of that. I feel like he knows that I can't be the reason my team goes crashing out the tournament. Like, I'm going to let my players crash and burn. But if it's on me, I have a lot less regret that, like, I was the one and my energy is what caused my players to kind of bottle up and shut down. I don't think he's that immature.
Okay. Honorable mention for me was Rick Pitino.
Yeah.
There's a theme
but they're
here.
playing great basketball.
They are playing great basketball.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. It feels like every Pitino team that plays really well going into the tournament, if they don't play well in the tournament, he'll lose his mind. And you notice a lot of old school style coaches are the ones we're mentioning here.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Different game now. The young guys are cool, comic like
the non-players coach.
They've had like 17 minor strokes, and we don't know about one yet. So
that's All right, breakout star.
Breakout star.
Who's a guy you have in mind that everybody should keep it? I know you just mentioned a lot of Acuff, but
I think everybody knows Acuff.
Yeah.
Get back to me on that one. Who you got?
Okay, I got Gavin Doty.
Okay.
From Siena.
Okay.
So he's a freshman from Fulton, New York. So pretty much a local product, and he's leading them 18 points, 8 rebounds a game. And he just had 23 and 8 in their conference championship game.
Damn.
So very good player. I believe he's shooting near 40% from 3, 6'5". Like he's a grown man already as a freshman. He's the type that probably is going to he's one of those that probably might transfer, especially if McNamara leaves.
Okay.
Transfers from Siena, gets a bigger program to take notice of him. I think he might be UConn. Might be a UConn guy. But I just think he's a guy to keep an eye on that might be able to lead Siena to an upset the first round.
Ooh. So you think Siena has it in them, huh?
I think Siena's got it in them to shock. I think they'll be it's like that 5-12 thing where they're the 12 and they shock a 5.
Okay.
Shaka smart. I just think like they're that team that nobody's really paying much attention to because they're out of the MAC. Not the MAC, the MAC.
The MAC.
The sheep MAC. And I think people aren't paying enough attention to them, to Doty, to McNamara as a coach. And they might be like a Furman or a Farley Dickinson. What do you got?
Farley. So I feel like, don't you get the feeling like the Big East is just totally ignored compared to the other conferences? Like nobody's paying attention to the Big East? Okay, so here's a name you have to pay attention to. I'm going to make sure I say it right. Zuby Elijahfor from St. John's. just announced Conference Player of the Year. You don't watch St. John games, but you're going to want to watch this kid play, okay? And we're talking about a standout guy. It's not so much that, of course, Big East fans would know of him and St. John's fans and fans playing against because he's been balling on them. But a lot of people just ignore the Big East. They're all about this newfound SEC, and they still think Big 12 basketball and ACC and all the teams we're talking about that are going to go to the Final Four. St. John's off the radar, which I think Patino loves. Right, kind of going in there, like creeping in maybe as that 3 seed. It's like perfect. We'll take the 3 seed. We'll avoid the 1, and we'll upset whoever the 2 is. This Elijah Moore kid is the real deal. I think when you guys see him play, you're gonna be wondering how the heck are we not knowing more about this kid? Has an NBA body. He's been NBA ready, and I feel like he's the kind of player that can lead St. John's on a deep run.
I do. I didn't even see this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know about him, and he won Conference Player of the Year. And then I looked at him when they announced that, and I was like, oh wow, this dude's like really good.
No, he's good.
He's like this guy's like
he's
really
been
good.
recruiting good guys.
No,
right?
exactly.
Look at the guys
Just
who he sent to the league last year, right?
Yeah, it's just under the radar because he's getting. If you look at like the top 50 ESPN recruits, he's getting like maybe not top 10, but suddenly like you look, he's got one top 25 guy and then another guy in the 30s and then another guy in the 40s and then another guy in the 50s. Yeah. And it's like, okay, you just put together an entire starting lineup under the radar of top 40 five 4-star guys.
Yeah.
Didn't get a 5-star guy, but he got 5 4-star guys.
And one of those guys becomes the alpha, and then it's like now I have 4-star guys surrounding me.
Well, it's like the like a volume type of thing where it's like quantity over quality, but it turns out one of those 4-star guys should have been a 5-star.
Like Mark Few builds his team.
Exactly.
Right? Yep.
Should have been a 5-star, and just nobody was paying attention.
Exactly.
All right. 2 more for you.
Yep.
What team, no matter what happens, is doomed in the tournament?
Kansas.
Yeah, that's a good pick. Yeah, that's a good pick.
Yeah.
Especially if he doesn't play.
Yeah.
Although, I don't know if you heard. Did you hear Peterson say he might come back?
What?
He's been like pulling himself out of games and sitting and stuff. And so all of us under the assumption that it's like.
Because he's now afraid he's not going to be the one. And he thinks that staying for a year and playing right now, which he should have been freaking doing all year long. That's my where suspicion. He's coming from. Where it's like, maybe he sees who the top 3 teams are. And he's like, hell no, let's change these tank rules. And I might get a better shot to be on a competitive team.
Who does he think is, if that's the mindset, who does he think is going to be there next year in the top 3 that is a better team for him to go to?
I don't know so much that. I think it's more maybe this idea that I'll show you that I'm the best player in basketball. I'll get those other 2 guys out the way right now. You guys know who we're talking about. We're talking about Booza, and we're talking about DeBanza. Thank you. So, with those guys out the picture, you figure the guy was already competing to be the National Player of the Year, or in some people's eyes. So maybe without them in the picture, he's like, hey, you know what? This is my shot to be the clear-cut number 1. Let me shine. But you kind of haven't given a great first impression. So
no, it's like I agree with I've said before. I agree with Stephen A. Smith. I wouldn't draft him.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I can already tell you're selfish.
Yeah. And
you don't have the team's best interest at heart, and frankly, you don't even have your best interest.
No, you don't.
Because you should have been playing.
If this guy has an agent, you need to fire his ass first of all, because he's being
who's letting you do this?
Yeah.
Right. All right, Kansas. I like the Kansas pick.
Yeah.
UConn.
Wow.
I said before, I don't like them this year.
Yeah.
I don't like the way they've been playing.
The Big East title.
Yeah. They're number 6 right now.
Yeah.
But it's funny. You mentioned it last week. They're like, oh, yes, they have to play lowly Marquette. They lost
I know.
to lowly Marquette.
Yeah. And that's why they shared the conference, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't like that. I don't like that. I mean, yes, they play up to opponents.
Yep.
I don't like that they play down to opponents.
But we always say like a Marquette and a Providence who's hustling to just try and jockey their spot, get a key win late. Like the Big East has done this for like 4 or 5 years, where those teams show up and show out late, Yeah. So it's more competitive than people think. These teams want to compete. They have this pride to them. They want to go to the tournament.
But if you're that good, they're the worst team in the conference.
Yeah, I get
Put them away.
I get that. Like you need to put your foot on somebody's throat if they've been bad all year.
Right.
I get
exactly.
That. Yep.
Like, I don't like that they can't seem to put teams away effectively all the time.
A little announcement here. Bases loaded for Italy right now.
Oh, please score.
2-0 count, 2 outs.
All right, they're up 3-0.
Yep.
Again, with live going on right now, Italy fan. Are you an Italy fan right now? Can you please?
I mean, Hey,
Netherlands
no
is
me
out.
gusta Italia. All right, we're still in here for America.
Listen, Netherlands already got eliminated to Curacao. Boys are out, unfortunately, which is surprising to me. I thought Netherlands would make it, but Cuba's out too.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. But by the
More
way,
parity all over the globe right now.
Cuba and Canada played today in essentially a playing game. Canada won. This is the first time Canada's ever made the quarterfinals.
Wow.
Ever. And they have like MLB players.
Canada's junior development programs across the board in every sport, they are developing better and better and better. And if anybody's done a better job than them, let me know who that is, because goddamn, they've been putting out great NBA players. And you see across the league, base hit. Here we go. Bring him in. Bring him in. And Italy goes up 4, maybe 5 here. 5-0. Bottom of the 5th.
Yes, be like, hey. All right, last one for it. I think we're going to have the same answer here.
Okay.
This is based on the current bubble.
Okay.
Bubble team that cannot be left out. I hope we have the same answer.
Oh.
Because this team shouldn't even be on the bubble.
I mean, I don't want to be SEC biased because I don't think Auburn deserves to get in. I just feel like you go from a 1 seed and you're out the next year. That's so anticlimactic.
We did it. I think we did it.
Yeah.
Like a couple years ago.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I'll stick with Auburn. I mean, I hate it, but I'll stick with Auburn just because I hate seeing a 1 seed get bounced like that and not even getting a shot.
All right. Here's clear cut my team. I don't even know if you realize that they're still considered on the bubble. So, Miami of Ohio. They are still on the bubble.
No chance.
That's what I'm saying though. How are they even on the bubble, let alone
no chance?
If you don't put them they lose the conference championship to Akron, which is what is expected to be. Fine. That can happen. Akron's actually a pretty good team this year. Good for Akron. 1 loss. How do you leave them out?
You can't. If they make it to at least that conference championship game, how do you not at least give them a 9 seed?
I think Lenardi thinks they're out. They're out if they lose. If they don't win the conference.
That's worse than what they did to Florida State. It's worse.
Yeah, I would agree.
It's worse.
Because Florida State wasn't undefeated prior to that loss.
Exactly.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I get it. I get only putting 1 MAC team in if Miami of Ohio came in as the 1 seed with 10 losses.
Or even if 5 losses.
Right.
I mean, you had an average year, you won your regular season.
You lost to some
by
mid
1 or 2 games.
You lost to some mid-conference
And they're doing this without their starting point guard.
Right. They're on their third string point guard.
Winning games. It's give them a fucking break. What do these guys have to do to prove to you that they need a shot in the tournament? And you know what? All this crap with let's give people automatic bids into the tournament. Swimming just changed. If you win your conference, you go in, they're kind of making that basketball sort of thing. Let's get to where it's if somebody has an undefeated season, how about you say you're guaranteed at least a 9 seed? You know what I mean?
Something.
If you lose in your first round of your tournament, okay, you might drop down to a 12.
But you're in. If you're undefeated, you're in.
Yeah.
And they talk about, so their strength of schedule is in the 300s.
No.
That's what they hold against them. It's 352 or something like that.
Yeah, but you can't dictate that other coaches cannot recruit and make their teams better, right? And right now, this team is on the rise. This team is invested in their program. They're building a new stadium. They're going to pour more money. They want to compete for many years. And it's almost can this be the new Gonzaga? Right. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So give them a shot and see. It's who else do you want in the tournament? I said Auburn, screw Auburn. Auburn's they got a losing record in the SEC this year. It's just off of name that they were 1 the year before. I know you're going to be they're 1 seed. You know what I mean? SEC, let's get 13 teams in there. Hell no. Put Ohio State in the damn tournament. Oh, Miami of Ohio, sorry. Miami of Ohio. Miami of Ohio.
Also, love the fact that Miami of Ohio was established before the state of Florida.
Yeah.
Therefore, why do we make them say of Ohio? Why are they not the main Miami team and the
Hurricanes?
Exactly. The school again.
Put some respect.
The school was established before the actual state that the U is in was established. I'm just saying. Okay, I got to point this out because March Madness is madness, as you can tell. But I have to point this out. So NFL free agency is going on right now. Officially, I mean, people could start agreeing to terms on Monday.
Yes.
Officially today at noon, they could start actually signing their contracts.
Yes.
Which is weird that you would allow them to agree to terms before the league year actually starts. Which
NFL
was today.
does everything in like a cluster way.
They do. It's weird. I'll never understand the schedule. However, there's something that happened today, and this is me as a Giants fan, that I don't know how to feel about it because it's like two pieces of Giants bad news, and I don't know what's worse.
Okay.
Number one, the Philadelphia Eagles, congratulations, go Birds, John, signed Tariq Woolen, the big Seattle corner that has been compared to Richard Sherman, because that's what they needed, is another good defensive player.
Guru.
Yes. So that sucks for me as a Giants fan. Also, the Giants re-signed Evan Neal today because they've said apparently they are refusing to pay mid-tier offensive guards. Okay. So Evan Neal, no, you don't understand. This man is awful. They wasted a first-round pick.
That's what I'm saying. It's the pride of wasting a first-round pick and thinking we can still get something out of him where you just have to cut your losses at some point, right?
Right, exactly. They tried him at right tackle.
Yep.
Well, they wanted him at left tackle. Andrew Thomas took that spot. Fine. They tried him at right tackle. Didn't work. They tried him at guard. Hasn't worked. They can try him at center. Like, I don't understand. But
the last place you want him if he didn't succeed in all the other areas.
Exactly.
So.
I don't know how to feel about that because I don't know which one's worse for me as a fan. Is it that the Eagles got better or that the Giants stayed bad?
Of course it's A. It's A. Well, here's the thing. You can't say the Giants stay bad because if you get your boy Jeremiah and you guys build that offense to kind of look like Cincinnati next year, at least it'll be fun to watch them. At least it'll be fun to watch.
I don't want to be Cincinnati.
Yeah, but at least it'll be fun.
Will it?
Yeah, well,
as long as Dart stays healthy, I suppose.
That won't happen, but it'll be fun to watch.
I understand that. Yeah. You better learn to run smarter, Jackson, because you're going to be scrambling a lot.
Have you seen Atlanta fans basically saying, like, we have one quarterback that's physically disabled and one quarterback that's mentally?
They replaced, I said this in a clip I did. I said they replaced their injury-prone left-handed quarterback with an injury-prone left-handed quarterback. And people online are saying that Penix is better than Tua. I'm like, When healthy, I actually think Tua's better. I'm not saying he's good for them. He's just better. But that might be an overreaction on my part, right? Okay. So let's play a little game. Don't overreact.
Gotcha.
Give me a move that isn't going to be that everybody's super hyped about, at least in their fan base, that you don't think is actually going to be that big of a deal or actually is going to hurt the team.
Pacheco to the Lions.
Really?
I just think that, like, what? So I get when Bieniemy left that Kansas City's offense kind of became a little bit of a disorganized offense compared to how he had that team really clicking on all levels, meaning next man up, right? I just feel like you're losing a guy who is so good in goal line situations, and Pacheco hasn't proved in his whole career that he's dependable in that situation.
Okay.
So you're losing a guy that can guarantee you that I'm going to punch it in for 6. For a guy that cannot, which means now you're dependent on Gibbs more. And I don't know if that's the way to go. I understand Gibbs wants more of a lead role in the offense. I just don't think that Gibbs wants to be getting grimy and dirty and being down there in the trenches. Because that was Montgomery time. All right, I'm out. I don't care if I don't get kicked, knee in the head, spat on, and freaking elbowed in the back of the head because I'm trying to go through freaking 7 300-pound men. So I just don't think he's of the caliber. I don't think he's of the class. And I feel like he still has that jitter sort of energy to him. You know what I mean? It's like that rookie energy. It's like, slow down, like find your gap. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, there's a hole. And he's just all out like Leroy Jenkins, and he's like all in, right? Like running helmet first. So I just don't know if that's going to work out as well as what they already had in the two-headed monster.
Yeah, I mean, I think they just didn't want to pay Gibbs and Montgomery.
Yeah, I get that.
So I get moving Montgomery if that's what you want to do. I don't mind Pacheco to the Lions. I don't think he's better than Montgomery for them. It's just an interesting dynamic where Pacheco, he's not going to be nearly the starter. That's what's interesting to me. There were teams out there, I feel like, that might have signed him where he would have a bigger role.
Like the Steelers?
Right. Yeah. I think he would have had a bigger role splitting carries with Warren. I think it's Gibbs and then him as opposed to Warren and him, if that makes sense. I mean, the Vikings.
Yeah.
Although they just restructured to bring back Aaron Jones, but still, I feel like the Vikings might have had. It's going to be interesting to see how Campbell uses him and how healthy Pacheco stays, given that he's the Montgomery, who, like you said, is your job is to barrel through the O-line. And in a two-back set, you're the distraction that gets hit all the time so that Jameer can get outside.
Yep. Okay.
Mine, I had a few, but whoever signs Kyler. Yeah. It's not going to work. Yeah. I know I go back to the running joke, and it's not necessarily true that he can't see over his offensive line no matter what team he's on. But then again, the scrambling works because he's hidden, right?
I mean, he's one of two guys to average, 250 and 40 yards.
He's a very talented athlete. Yeah. I just don't like the passing. And I get it. Today is the era of athletic quarterbacks, guys that can run around, make plays happen. Great. He still has to throw the ball when he makes the play happen.
I think it's more of a fault of his work ethic, and people have mentioned that too often because in this, you have to show that you care about improving, and I think that's the more important thing. That you have to have this mindset that, like, I'm the leader of this team. I need to lead by action and example, and if I'm not doing that, then who do I get to hold accountable? The answer is nobody. Right. So as a quarterback, if you can't hold anybody accountable, how can you demand the best of your players in crunch time? I was like, well, no, you're not around. You don't stay after practices. You don't come early. You're not a leader. Right. So how are you going to lead me?
Right. Now, where do you think Kyler fits right now? Proper response. Just a puff of air.
Man, that's such a tough question because probably a team that doesn't really throw the ball over the top a lot. So the Steelers, they don't really, their offense doesn't go downfield that much.
I know, but I mean, we all know who the Steelers QB is going to be.
Yeah, of course. But
come on, how could that not be successful? They won a Super Bowl together 16 years ago. And literally neither of them have won a damn thing since.
I'm talking about it from a standpoint of that's your backup.
Kyler is a backup?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you don't have to pay him because he's getting paid out by Arizona. Yep. Man, Kyler's a backup.
Because you think of it, right? He might get hurt if he comes back. The likelihood of Rodgers getting hurt is very high.
Oh, very high.
So if you have Kyler in there and you can change the dynamics of the offense and it works, then you're like, okay, maybe we found another answer and we signed him for 2 years. If it doesn't, then, you bring somebody else in for him to compete with.
What about I just had an interesting one come to mind. So if he's going to be a backup, if he's going to sit and learn, I do for those audio listeners, I'm doing air quotes, learn, because you should have learned by now. Mm-hmm. What about the Rams?
Interesting.
The heir to Matt Stafford. If you can get him to work.
I just feel like by the way, Italy just hit a 1-run homer.
Woo!
So they're up 6-0 right now.
Good.
I just feel like
USA.
McVay has seen enough of him to know that's not the future.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
He's almost got to go to an AFC team.
Yeah,
the team that hasn't played him that much.
So you're either going to Pittsburgh or you're going to maybe complete opposite contrast. You're going to San Diego where you're getting David and Goliath. when Goliath gets injured, now you have David on the field. Where
but they have Justin Herbert.
That's what I'm saying, though.
But I know, but he's not. I guess if it's like a Baker thing where it's like a tweener.
All the coaches that can go run heavy. So you don't ask him to do that.
That's
much.
True. Also, if you bring him in, you can put together. It also keeps Herbert healthy by particular packages where Kyler's the quarterback.
Mm-hmm. A little wildcat here and there.
Yeah, exactly. Right. You essentially wildcat, but you create the dynamic of being able to throw out of the wildcat. Yep. It's not so predictable. It's a running back. So
because we know he's better.
Clearly,
on the run.
He's running.
He's better on the run.
Right. That could work, but it's going to be the Jets, right?
Yeah, of course.
By the way, I love that Gino's back. They traded. Not only have they used a second-round pick on him in 2013, they've now expended. They got a 7th. That's how little the Raiders thought of him. They got a 7th with him.
He led the league in picks. He declined faster than any quarterback has in terms of maybe you should sign this guy. And everybody's like, don't be fooled. The team that's most interested is Tennessee has gone out and really just built their team around Jets and Giants players. It's like, really?
I could have told
really?
I could have
That's
told
what
you.
you're going to build your team
Well,
around?
hell, the Giants are on the plus side. The Giants are building a team mostly of Ravens players.
Yeah, I mean,
they
that's
signed
not
another
bad.
one today.
But that's not bad because Harbaugh has his guys now.
Yeah.
They already have chemistry. They understand his scheme. Like bringing guys who can teach other guys instead of you having to do the bulk of the work. You have other guys mentoring for you on the field saying, hey, this is why this works. Just buy in. It works. It makes sense.
Did you see who the Giants got today from the Ravens?
I did not.
I'm very happy. It actually balances out. I think they have a Neal signing. Patrick Ricard.
Good for them.
The fullback.
Yeah.
Which my dad thinks might mean even more they're using the 5th overall pick on
Yeah.
Jeremiah. And just create that not as big.
The I formation, old school.
Right.
I
Not as big as Henry, but the Henry Ricard dynamic that Harbaugh had in Baltimore with Love. Everybody who knows me knows I'm a Notre Dame fan. I would love this very much, despite the fact we need a lot of defense. But like you said, maybe we're the Bengals. Maybe we're the Bengals in the NFC. Just really exciting on offense, awful on defense. Just terrible on defense. Although Tremaine Edmonds, I do like that pickup. So before we get out of here, one more free agency question, because there's a lot of talk about who's won, who's lost. Do you think winning free agency is overrated?
Absolutely. This idea that you win free agency is so interesting because a player is not going to just show up and be the same person. Yeah. It's schematic, it's chemistry, it's how they are. Even do they like where they're being traded? I mean, there's so many. If they have to be away from their home all of a sudden, where they had a home and built a home, now they're traveling back and forth, not being able to see their family. There's so many X factors that can determine one's results. Just because they did great in one team and one environment does not ensure success in the other. So the only scenario where I feel like you are winning is if you are a team that was in desperate need of a certain position to protect your quarterback, or a team that was in the playoffs last year and you improved at positions, which means you can compete better, a la Carolina. Carolina gave up a lot of points towards the end of the year. They gave up a lot of points to the Rams. The offense actually showed they can compete. They got a lot better at key positions defensively. Yeah. So if there's a team I could say that won won what's going on so far, I would say it's Carolina, because they are more proven defensive players that probably don't care too much whether or not where they left, that Carolina is going to be much worse than where they left. Favorable weather, right? It's a good city to live. People are generally happy. It's a team up and coming. You're excited that the coach gets it. And you have a young quarterback that, thank goodness they gave him a second chance. Like we say, have patience, has a lot of confidence right now. And that team's on the rise. You can win the division. So you look at that and you're like, okay, I can say that this team has won free agency so far. They still got to play. But I don't know generally if you could just go with like, oh yeah, they got that player, so they won.
Yeah, honestly, on that, Bryce is what Arizona hoped Kyler was.
Correct.
Or was going to be when they gave him enough time.
Correct.
And it just didn't work out in that sense. Yeah, I think if unless you are a team that was in the playoffs or was a game or two away from the playoffs, you don't know if you won this free agency until 2 or 3 years from now. When you see, I like what the Raiders did. I like what the Raiders did a lot because they're actually investing and they're actually going to get good players.
They have the most money to spend, so they damn well need to.
But in the years past, they've had a lot of money to spend, and they just haven't. Yeah. Or at least they haven't spent it in the right places. I think specifically getting Nakobe Dean and Quay Walker at linebacker.
That Nakobe Dean pickup's great.
I love that. Yep. And I talk about, obviously, one of the biggest things with the Raiders right now is that they're not currently trading Max Crosby. Yeah. And apparently, supposedly, the reports and rumors coming out of their camp now is that now that the Ravens backed out on the deal, they're now like, okay, Max is a Raider, let's move forward. We're not moving him. They've still listened to calls, but now apparently they've gone to the other side.
Moves they made, you're not desperate for the 14th pick.
No, and if you're Max, are you happier?
Yeah, of course. You have to sit there and say, I actually have more guys around me that are playmakers.
Right.
Let's go. Let's try and compete at least in this, AFC West.
And that you're getting a gamer who they hope is the franchise quarterback, because you can't tell me there is no mystery this year.
No.
And if there is, You're clearly not paying attention.
And the guy is literally going to be going to the school of Tom Brady for the entire offseason. I mean, who else would you want to mentor a young quarterback? And you know what? Why not sign Kyler and have him sit under Kyler? Not under him, but like let him watch the first 6 games. If it's an absolute disaster and you're 1-5, watch him come in and win like 4 out of the next 6. And they're like, hey, we gave him a month. We didn't throw him into the fire. Maybe that's a good move on their part to be like, hey, how bad can it get anyways?
And honestly, you put them, like you said, both under the learning tree and just see what happens.
Yep.
Who knows? All of a sudden, if Fernando could sputter out, he could be a bust. It's possible for any player, any prospect whatsoever in any point in the draft. Maybe Kyler gets it finally. Maybe Brady's the one that goes, Kyler, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta
get your head out your ass.
Right.
Yeah.
The video games will be there
forever.
They'll be there when you retire.
They'll be better when you retire.
Exactly.
You'll put the chip on his.
And if you play and if you play well enough, you'll have plenty of money to buy whatever the new console price is.
Yep.
Like, it's going to be there. This is your career right now. Thing is, does Kyler think he can play baseball anyway if this doesn't work out?
I don't know.
The A's said they are willing.
God, he's been off the field for so long, though.
I know.
I don't know if you want to do that. I don't know. It's kind of like when God, what's her name? The sprinter that was caught taking steroids, Marion.
Oh, yeah.
Played basketball for UNC. Marion Green? That's not
no.
Anyway,
I'm blank. Yeah.
But it became like the oldest rookie ever in the WNBA. Would he be like the oldest rookie ever in MLB or something like that? I mean, I know they've had, guys play, well into their 30s first year, but it'd be interesting if he decides to change over. But all right, quick last question for you on your way out. We'll exit with giving Bam Adebayo his praise. This is NBA history, second highest point total ever in the NBA. And who would have thought Bam Adebayo would be that guy passing Kobe? So over under. Yeah. Are there 40 players in the NBA that you say would have been? Could you just, in the top of your head, it's like there's 40 guys I can name off the top of my head that would have been the person I would have chosen to break Kobe's record currently right now. Over or under 40?
Under, but not much under.
Okay. So you would take over 30?
I would probably take over 30. I would say maybe I could get 35.
Of that list. Okay?
Yep.
Does Knuppel join that list automatically because he's such a deadly weapon already from outside?
I'm not ready to say any rookie would join that list.
Not even the best rookie of all time from outside.
I have seen plenty of rookies have great seasons and then do nothing else.
No, I mean right now, this year.
No,
I say if it were to happen this year, are there 30 players in the NBA this year that you would say could have scored 83?
Yes, and he's not one of them.
Okay, interesting.
Honestly,
interesting.
I mean, and I would probably hazard to say most of them are guards.
Okay,
just for.
I would say he can go on a burner like Clay and probably have a game where if you give him 35 threes and he's shooting right around 15% and he can make 16, that's 50 right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I think if you let him go, he could probably do Clay. He could probably get into the 50s and 60s.
50 to 60.
But I don't know if he's got enough. I don't know if the thing is in today's NBA, I don't know if he gets to the line enough. And I know that's the big knock against Bam right now is he went to the line so much.
So did Kobe, though. Kobe went to the line 16 to 17 times when he scored his 81.
Yeah, but didn't Bam go to the line like 30-something times?
No, he shot 42 free throws, so he went to the line 20 times or 21 times.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, same thing. When Devin Booker scored his, he went to the line
I know
14 or 15 times. You don't score in the 70s without shooting near 30 free throws.
It's also name value.
Of course.
Nobody is ever going to think Bam Adebayo is a better player than Kobe. And nor
that's the thing,
is
right?
he.
If it was Ant-Man, we would all be like, Ant-Man's the next greatest.
Well, the next Kobe,
we found the next LeBron. Here he is, the new American hero of basketball. Like everybody would be like jumping all over this because it's. We can't really call him a mid-tier all-star. He's an all-star, but he's not in the superstar echelon. Right. And the NBA, I think, was aching for that superstar to step up. It's like, all right, fine. Like the MVP race is done. All this dispute, is it Cunningham? Is it SGA? Is it Jokic? Like, who are we going to choose this year? Like, everybody keeps stepping up at different times. You know what I mean? Well, that would have been your clear cut right there. So. And
it sucks for him that the response from a lot of fans, including me, when I saw that was like, Bam Adebayo.
I know. I would have thought like Luka,
SGA, Ant.
Yeah. Jokic. But I don't know if Jokic is going to keep getting the ball that much. I mean, you could feed it through him, but he's so unselfish. He's going to have 12 assists with 60 points.
Right. But you would think someone of that caliber. I mean, you would have thought LeBron would have done it at some point if anyone was going to do it.
Yeah.
Maybe not this year, but at some point in his career.
Yeah.
Whether it's specifically like Heat and second Cavs run.
Yeah.
Like you would think somewhere in there he would have done it.
Yeah.
Although he was distributing a lot more at the time because he had players around him. But anyway, yeah, I think I could get 30, 35 guys, and I don't think Knipple gets on there yet.
Okay.
But that's going to do it for us tonight. Great show.
Enjoy the madness.
Enjoy the madness. Selection Sunday is this Sunday. Enjoy the WBC. Enjoy NFL free agency. I hope you all.
The players.
Oh, yes.
Players.
I forget
John,
the players.
We're looking out for you, buddy.
The players.
We got the links here too, baby.
Did Rory back out of that or not?
I don't know.
I don't know. If he didn't, I hope Rory wins because I'm a big Rory McIlroy fan. We will be back next Tuesday. Next week for more fun. We'll know what's going on in March Madness. The WBC champion, I think, might be crowned by then.
That's right.
And, of course, NBA is going on. NHL is going on. It's a wide world of sports. It's one of the more exciting times of the sports year, and we will be here.
Christmas in March, baby. Let's go.
Stay tuned. All the socials at Cinco Squad Pod 05 will be there as well, and we will see you guys next time.